Okay, so it's 2.6. This is actually working backwards. If you were wondering what happened earlier, the previous lesson never happened, but anyways, here it is now. Example 3. John participated in a survey of people's wages in his town. He learned that his wage was in the 70th percentile. So that is essentially your PR, right? Like in your formula, if you think of PR, percentile rank, you have B over N times 100. Okay. And so they're basically giving you that value right here. Okay, I'm gonna zoom out a bit, otherwise it's not fitting all on there completely. All right, so there's my formula. So working backwards means they'll give you, they have to give you at least two pieces or a way of finding at least two of these pieces so you can find for the third, can solve for the third, okay? How many people surveyed earn less than John? Okay, we know that 180 people were surveyed, so that's the total number of people. So we're supposed to find B, how many earn less? Okay, so they're basically asking you, what is B? Okay, so we're gonna solve for A here. And so the 70th percentile, I'll show you a little trick here in a bit. That we don't know that. We know that this is 180. We know that this is times 100. So basically what I will tell you is divide both sides by 100 right away. You can skip this step if you would like and just put down 0.7 or just divide the percentile rank, and it will always be a whole value anyways. Just divide it, write it down as a decimal right away, and so that's B over 180 like that. Okay, and then the trick here is just like sine law. If to help you out, put a 1 down here. It doesn't change anything. The only two values that can be cross multiplied are this going this way. So you have to multiply this way, divide going down. And that just helps you to know which ones multiply, which one, when do you divide, right? So B is essentially 180 times 0.7. So it's 180 times 0.7, that is 126 people. Okay, so that's that for A and B. Okay, how many people earn more than John? Okay, now more than John, we don't know that. Don't have enough information, right? How do we not have enough information? Well, we would need to know number of people that earn, that have the same wage as John. Okay, if you knew that, then you would be able to do that, but they don't give you that. So if you think about it, you could say, oh, I'm just going to go 180, right, minus 126, which is the number of people that earn less, minus John himself. That would give you 53 people, right? But some of these could earn as much as John. So you don't know if all 53 earn more or not. So not enough information to answer that one. Okay, okay, let's do the build your skills section. Petra just earned a diploma, became a technologist. She has been checking work postings, and the following statistics show the earnings for environmental technologists in her region. So salary and the number of people that are making that much. So there's a table, so watch out for that. If Petra gets a job that puts her in the 21st percentile, so this is the PR. Okay, they're not asking, they're giving. in terms of salary. What is her salary? Okay, so we're gonna, how about you try that? So this is what I call the two-part question. Okay, because they're giving us a percentile rank, um, there's a way to figure out, right? First of all, how many would be earning less, right? How many salaries would be lower than hers because, right, there we know the total number of salaries that are to be included, and that is 29, right? If you add all of these up, you would get 29 employees, sorry. There's 29 employees, and 21st percentile is that. So because they're giving me that, I'm going to say, hey, 21st percentile, how about we write it as 0.21 because we're going to have to divide it anyways because there's a times 100 in the formula. B over 29, or I don't have to go times 10 because I wrote it as a decimal already. So you just put the 1 here and you realize that you have to multiply. So 0.21 times 29. And B is 6.09, and that's approximately 6 salaries below, or make less. There are 6 salaries that are below her if she is in the 21st percentile. Now, think about it, right? There are, which one of these would, if you would be making a certain salary, would put you in a position where 6 people would make less than you? Well, it would be the $30,000 situation, right? So Petra earning $30,000. 6 employees earn less. Okay, so that's a bit of a two-part situation there. Let's keep going to the next page. Okay, so you're a salesperson. The employees' sales recorded to track their performance. There are 90 employees in the store. And Lena's sales place are in the 80th percentile. How many people made fewer sales than her? 80th would put you at 0.80. B, you know that there's 90. We don't have to go times 100 because we already divided by by 100 here. That's why we wrote it as 0.80. And so you have to multiply here. So B is 0.8 times 90, or 0.80 times 90. It's the same thing. And that would put you at 72 people made fewer sales. It's always based on the context that you make that decision, right? Number 9, you've got a table again. You have a life insurance company bases its rates on the age in which a person applies for the insurance. The table below indicates the number of people in different age groups who bought their life insurance from the company last year. And so you have age group and number of buyers. So number of buyers is the number of instances in this case. What is the percentile rank or ranking of a 30-year-old insurance buyer? Well, if you're 30, you're in this bracket, meaning that this bracket would be below you. So like however many age groups would be below you, those are the ones you would be considering. In this case, there's only 123 that are below that, right? If you're considering 30, if that's what you're comparing to, there's 123 people that are below when it comes to this chart. And so you need to come up with your total here, and that ends up being 512. Okay, so 123 out of 512 times 100 would put you at 24.02, which is approximately 25th percentile. Okay, what's the percentile ranking of a 60-year-old insurance buyer? So 60 is right here, and you still have 512 to consider. So you could just go 512 minus the 5, right? That would give you the rest. So 507 plus times 100 over 512. That's the 99th percentile. What do you think the percentile ranking of a 45-year-old would be? Explain your answer. So 45 would be right there. So we could say, you could say that it's 45 is roughly between 40 and 49. So you could split this amount in half, right? And so you take 51 of these people and add 231, 123 to it. I don't think it's a very fair question, so we'll just dismiss it in this case and continue on there. Okay, this is the last page. Let's see if we can make it through this. So page 139 in the booklet, and then I'll have a bunch of worksheets that will go with this, okay? I encourage you to do this before, do it on your own before you keep watching. You need to start practicing, all right? So you have a vegetable farm, and these are the tomatoes at different weights and grams. So it's a percentile rank of a tomato weighing 135. 135 is right there. Notice that this is not arranged. So what I'm going to do right underneath it, I'm going to arrange it first, okay? Or else you just scan through the whole thing and find all of the, like how many instances are below 135. Yeah, maybe that's what we'll do for time's sake. So B, there should be 9, and there's 13 in total. So way less than what? 135 grams. Okay, so PR would be 9 over 13 times 100. PR is going to be 69.23. Oh, 69, sorry, which is approximately 70th percentile for that. What's the percentile rank for a tomato weighing 125? That would be 6. There are 6 below. Just count like how many instances weigh less than 125, and that gives you 46.15, which is approximately, let's bump up, 47th percentile. Okay, number 2, there are 120 students in total in grade 10. Of the 120, 16 earned lower than Joe. What was his percentile rank? And I think I'm just going to pause and work through this, and then you can press, then you can see what you got. You should pause here too and see what you get. And so this is a backwards scenario here. They give you a percentile rank, you know the total, how many lower. You have to cross multiply here to get 102 students. Make sure there's always a whole number here as well, because we're talking number of students. So here you have 2 students that earned the same as Dan, 45 earned higher. So what was his percentile rank? So here you have to be careful. There's 120, right? You take off Dan, make sure you don't forget that. 2 earned the same as Dan and 45 higher, okay? And so this is still out of 120. We'll multiply that by 100. PR is 72 over 120 times 100. And that is the 60th percentile. You just have to watch out. This is Dan right here. Always when it's the one where you have to find the lowest given the highest, they have to tell you how many are the same, how many are higher, and you also have to make sure you consider the person itself, him or herself. Okay, that's it for now. Stay posted for ACs and other announcements.